Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? Come on in this room. Come on in this room and let's say happy anniversary to Black Opera Live. Oh my God, I cannot believe it has been a year. I am your host, Kenneth Overton, and I'm so glad to be here with you all. And as you know, Black Opera Live is sponsored and produced by Black Opera Productions LLC, which is the production company that is going to bring you some incredible content from our living legends and our upcoming stars later on this year. So please, 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 please stay tuned for that. But I am so glad that you all are here and that the show has been here for a year. I don't know if everybody knows, but this was like a trial that we were supposed to do just over the summer on Instagram. And I went to the amazing team at Black Opera Productions. And actually, let me tell you about them. First, Jonathan Estabrooks, who is directing the incredible legendary content that you're going to see later this year. But also behind the scenes, he helps to keep this show going and everything at Black Opera Productions going. And I honestly could not do this without him. And so thank you, Jonathan. He's like my octopus arms when the show is going on and, you know, getting the receipts uploaded and, you know, all of the photos and the content, and also our social media guru, Silk and Kelly, who takes care of all of our posts on Facebook and on Instagram and puts out all that incredible content. And of course, our executive producer of the film. And I look at her as like, she's the heart of the team, Miranda Plant, and she has just given birth to her second baby boy. Congratulations, Miranda Plant, and welcome to the world, Andrew Sidney Thomas Byers. Welcome to the world. I cannot wait to meet you and see your beautiful face. Your mom is a shero. She is amazing and we love her. And so none of this could be done without the amazing team of Miranda, Jonathan, Silken, and myself. And I'm just honored that we've been able to do this for a year. You know, as I said in the beginning, on June 1st of 2020, we were sort of actually still peaking towards the height of the pandemic, and we were losing work and didn't know what to do, and people were panicking. We were trying to find, you know, what content could we put out there that could keep the name and the energy of the film alive and keep that going. But something that would be entertaining that we could do from home and be socially distant. And so, you know, in one of my late night times when I couldn't sleep, I said, well, maybe I can just talk to my friends, and took the idea to the team, and they said, let's do it. And so we started out on Instagram, and then we shifted the show to Facebook and YouTube. And it's been, you know, amazing ever since. It's been wonderful in that I was not aware that I would receive so much from the guests, from seeing all of you every week who join the show, because listen, there is no show without an audience. And you all have been there from the very beginning, every week, every Monday in and Monday out. And then you even went with me when we had to do weekend shows, when we talked to our guests from overseas. And if there was a holiday and we shifted to Tuesday, you were right there with us, and we are so incredibly grateful for that. But starting back in June, you know, I didn't know what I wanted the show to look like. I didn't know if I wanted to go past the summer, but I kept getting emails and text messages and people sliding into the DMs and saying, you can't stop. You can't stop. You have to continue this. And then there were artists that would call me or write me and say, can I be on? Is there room to have me on? And it's just been a beautiful thing. And some of the greatest experiences were the ones where it's like I gained access to be able to talk to living legends. Like, I don't think before this show or before this pandemic, I could just call Leona Mitchell and say, hey, Miss Mitchell, do you want to come on and talk to me for 2 hours and share your story? Before the pandemic, could I have called to Sweden to ask Barbara Hendricks to sit on a panel with Roberta Alexander and Harolyn Blackwell and talk about their experiences? And it's just been a blessing for me to be able to talk to people that I have admired my entire life and career, and then to bring their stories to you and then have it be received so well. I am just honored, and I feel incredibly blessed to have been in this situation. And don't fret, just because we're taking a summer hiatus, we will be back in the fall with brand new shows. And I'm grateful, one, because things are opening back up, and we're getting back on stage and getting back into the theater and touching people's lives. Thank you, Lyndon. Yes, we did. We did. And hey, Jared and Lisa and Ted, thank you so much. And my brother, Stephen Salters, I see you. Thank you so much. I love you and so glad that you're here. And I need to book you when season 2 starts in the fall. So be looking out for my phone call, and you better say yes. But yeah, it's having access to incredible Black talent and being able to be in a position to share those gifts with a multitude of people who may or may not have known these incredible artists or needed to be reminded that these artists existed and what they did and the trails that they blazed. It was incredible to experience that over the last year. Now, mind you, listen, it was exhausting, but it was so much fun because there's a lot of work that goes into putting these shows together. Because listen, I've got to reach out to the artists, and if I don't know them, I've got to call somebody who does know them, and they'll give me an email address, and then you make this sort of soft ask, like, "Hi, you don't know me, but I've got this show. Would you mind coming on?" And 95% of the people that I asked said yes, and they said yes immediately. And I'm so grateful for that people were willing to share, willing to come on. And I did want to share with you that the one show that got the most views, the most traction, the most energy, I was not prepared for it. Like, I don't know who's going to watch and how the audiences are going to react and who's going to go back and watch if they miss it live. But the episode during Black History Month with the 6 conductors of spirituals has been the most viewed episode of our entire history. So I want to say thank you to everybody who was on that show. Dr. Brandon Waddles, Dr. Everett McCorvey, Dr. Jason Max Ferdinand, Dr. Lloyd Mallory, Maestra Dewala Simmons Burke, and Dr. Sean Elise White. I love you all. You have made Black Opera Live history as being the most watched episode in our year's worth of content. It is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Who were the other 5% that said no? I'm not telling you that, Antonio. Don't be fresh. I'm not going to tell you that. But you know what? They said no for different reasons. And listen, in season 2, I'll go back and ask again. And who knows, maybe the answer will be yes. Because, the answer is always no if you never ask. So I'll go back and ask again. No harm, no foul. Yes, so that was the most watched episode in our entire time. Hey, Ronald Smith, thank you so much, my brother. Your support has meant the world to me, and thank you for our private conversations and your guidance and your support and your just being there and being such a pillar of our community. You're amazing. And I thank you for that. And to Terry Allen, thank you so much for your congratulations. And thank you so much for sending me that beautiful congratulatory bouquet after the Grammys. That was so kind of you. And I can't wait to come and sing and work with Kappa in the very near future. So very excited. Now, everybody, the guests that are coming on tonight, I'm going to call it the parade of queens that are coming on tonight. Living, legendary, gorgeous queens that are going to grace us with their brilliance, their beauty, their presence. And of course, there's not a Black Opera Live show without receipts. So prepare themselves for a wonderful evening. We're going to talk a little bit more about the show and talk about what's coming up. Oh, hi, Miss Famey. So good to see you. Thank you so much. And Miss Hackett, Miss Grace Hackett Farul, I have to tell you, this woman, I met her when I was just but a little something when I made my European debut at the Bregenzer Festspiele in Bregenz, Austria in the summer of 1998. And she has been a mama figure to me ever since. She has always been kind and gracious and supportive. And I have to tell everybody, Miss Grace, that just out of nowhere, she put a check in the mail and sent it to my house because she said, I'm proud of you and I want to continue to support you in the show. And I'm grateful for what you're doing and the content that you're putting out. And I just wanted to acknowledge that, Miss Grace, because it's so special and so kind and so generous. And you didn't have to do that. But with the size of your heart, you did. And I am so grateful. And thank you so much, my love. I truly, truly appreciate it. Hello, Mary Rowe. Yes, the receipts are coming. Receipts are coming. And Jim Lieberthal, you are one of the most loyal viewers I have ever seen. The way that you support me and Karen and Larry and just all of us artists and all of our shows and everything that we put out, you're always there. And we so appreciate it. Robert Lamar Davis, thank you, my brother. Thank you, my Roger Federer loving brother. I love, love, love you. And thank you so much for your support. And thank you to Elliot. But I think I hear a knock at my door. The doorbell is ringing and my first guest is here. Who could it be? Oh, she's here. She's here, everyone. She's here. The one and only legendary Denise Graves is in the house. Grammy Award winning Denise Graves is in the house. Metropolitan Opera star, having put in 25 years in the great house. The star who sings all over the world. The incredible teacher, the wonderful arts advocate, the wonderful Denise Grace Foundation building of the Mary Caldwell Dawson National Negro Opera House. She is here, everyone. Welcome, Denise. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Kitty. Thank you so much. You always just flatter everyone to such excess that I just, I feel my heart coming through my chest. So thank you so much for that amazing introduction, but mostly for your support and for the work that you have done. Congratulations on what has been a banner year. Sometimes some people, it's interesting what's happened during this time, right? But you have made the most out of this moment. You've made the most out of this time and turned it into something so beautiful and so productive that I've been watching some of the comments of the audience tonight and how, supportive people are and how it's been such a bright light and how it's been really food for the soul, I'm just enormously proud of you and the work that you have done. So, and for bringing us all together too. Oh, there's Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Together.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I have to say, Kevin Short is the most supportive brother. In this industry, there are singers who become like your family and singers that you admire and that you look up to and that you emulate and that you just stand off to the side and you watch them not just work on the stage, but navigate through life and through this career. And nobody does it more beautifully and brilliantly than Kevin Short. He is just a gentleman amongst giants. And I adore you, brother. Thank you so much for all that you are.
Agreed. And a very fine voice builder, too.
Yes, indeed.
I've seen him at work.
Yes, indeed.
Came to Peabody this year. Fantastic technician. Really wonderful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Dr. Tiffany Renee Jackson, I'm so proud of you, Miss Tenure Track voice teacher, going to North Carolina to bring up the students and build the voices. I am so proud of you.
That's right. Very, very good. Love that. Isn't it beautiful? It's so beautiful and so exciting to see all the wonderful things that are going on. Because I think if you turn on the news, I mean, you get so depressed with everything that's going on in the world. And beautiful shows like this one that highlights all of the wonderful work that people are doing, that's what needs to be celebrated. That's what people need to know about. This is what encourages everybody and gives us, hope to go for, and gives us energy to continue to do the work that's being done. So thank you so much, and all of your audience here. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. Well, I want to talk about some of the most amazing things that you're doing, because you are one of the busiest ladies on the planet. Can you tell us more about Cooking with Denise? Because I'm hungry. And I would vicariously eat through the screen during season 1. When is season 2 coming?
It is coming. We had a meeting about it today. It looks like it's gonna probably be the first week of August. We've already recorded quite a lot this season. We're doing something very different with some pre-recordings because we were able to get certain artists that we wanted to get. So it is definitely coming. We've had a lot of fun already. Lots of magnificent people, fantastic opener, fantastic closer. And lots of wonderful things. We've had a lot of rain in Baltimore, where I live. So there's been a lot of incredible bounty coming from the gardens and that sort of thing. Wonderful conversations with people about what they've been doing with their lives and how they have found a way to create and to be productive during this time.
Fantastic. Now, I hope the cicadas aren't attacking you down where you are.
The cicadas are deafening. It is real. They're everywhere. They're flying everywhere. And what a life for those poor creatures. I mean, what a life that is, right?
Right. To have
17 years, you come out for 24 hours and game over. It's just amazing. But they are there in great abundance and with a cacophonous sound that is really deafening. But anyway, that's nature.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about update on the restoration of the Opera House.
Yes, that was my next question. Tell us.
It is all so good, and there is wonderful news to report. There has been really an outpouring of support. We're still all the time looking for support, because what's important about the house is not just the rebuild, but it's going to be the endowment that allows the house to go for years and years and years and years with programming. That's one of the things that we intend to do with the Denise Gray Foundation, is the programming, that's going to be in the Opera House, along with other people who are interested in doing that as well. But so there's been some support from lots of different foundations. Things are coming along. There are plans, which look really, really, really beautiful. But again, what we're doing right now is because the house is going to get rebuilt. That's going to happen. That's nearly in place. That's going to happen. But it's it's getting the endowment. That is the thing that allows the house to stand and continue the programming in perpetuity. And that's what we want. And that's what we've had to learn, that it isn't just about raising money to rebuild the house, but how is it going to, there has to be a sustainability, absolutely plan in place to ensure the life of the house, the upkeep of the house, the programming of the house. All of those things are what's important. And we want to do it right. Because you've only got sometimes one time to come in front of these heads of foundations, and you want to make sure that you get that right. So that's going along beautifully. I have to say that. And we're really, really proud of all the people who have stepped up. The night that we were on your show, that we came on with Jimmy Solomon, who is the owner of the house, there was a nice amount of money raised from your audience.
I saw that.
So thank you so very much to everybody out there for all of your support. Everything makes a difference. It all makes a difference. And the thing, I'm really proud that came from your audience. I know that your audience is comprised of lots of different people from all over the globe. But it's really wonderful to see people investing in, let me be careful. I'll tell you something. When I first heard about your show, and it was called Black Opera Live, I thought, Black Opera Live, how does that feel for other people who are not Black? Like, how does that feel? Like, is that something that they want, that they will be interested in, or if is that something that they're going to feel excluded by? And that's not been the case. There's been
Right.
people from all walks of life, all races and creeds, and all of that, who have been interested in what's been going on here. But one of the things that I want to say is that I think it's also important for Black people as a community to invest into our community. And we know that the Opera House is bigger than just, you know, Pittsburgh and, you know, and Mary Cardwell Dawson. This is a beacon of light, of hope, like what she was able to create, not just for Black artists, but for our artists, you know? So, but it is wonderful to see, however, Black artists invest back into the future of the next generations. And that's one of the things that we are aiming to do with our foundation, is basically reach into the past, use the voices of the past to inspire the voices of the future. So I was really proud that night that we came on from with Janae, and all of the support that came from your audience. That really felt terrific. That really felt great to see that support coming inside of the outside of the community. So thank you to everybody.
Thank you for coming on and spearheading this and sharing it all. And it's never too late to donate, and no donation is too small. So everybody, please go and follow Denise on her website and all of her social media, and you can find the information on how you can donate in those places. Yes. Now, I want to go into my bag and get my receipt out, because you sent me something. Actually, you sent me two things that were so stunningly gorgeous. And but you participated in a concert that took place in Tulsa. And I think that at this time and in that place, it would be so appropriate to play this receipt, this beautiful piece. Would you tell us about the piece and the event, and then we'll go right into it?
So I think we have all become aware, and this is one of the things that the Denise Grace Foundation is concerned with, about telling those stories that have been left out of the American story. We're doing that through our programs. So this particular concert was something that completely aligned with what we're doing at our foundation. And many people didn't know about the Tulsa race massacres because, you know, it wasn't taught. It was left out, like so much, like Mary Cardwell Dawson, right? Like Elizabeth Taylor Greenfield, like so many great, great, great artists in all walks of life that have been, their stories and their contributions have been left out of the history, right? Yeah. This is probably the worst race massacre to happen in American history, and people didn't know about it because it wasn't taught. So I was proud to have been a part of it. Tulsa Opera has been, for this past month, well, this is a new month, but certainly for the month of May, as they spotlight and talk about and have conversations about this terrible race massacre of what happened to the Greenwood community. And so Tulsa Opera and the wonderful Tobias Picker did a concert commemorating, 100 years. Yes. The race massacre. And so they had a concert of, I think it was 22 living African-American composers and all Black artists to show Black excellence, right? And the creativity and all the beautiful things that, the beautiful contributions that African-American people have made to the country, not just under the entertainment umbrella, but we were spotlighting that there. And so this is one of a few pieces that I performed that evening. And it was just wonderful being with everybody and meeting also for me, when people start talking about legends, I always think, oh my God, I'm there, I'm there already. I'm on the other side, but meeting some of the younger generation and the young artists that are coming up, and just sitting in admiration of what it is that they're doing, and just such beautiful, beautiful, beautiful artists. So yeah. This is a piece, right? This is a piece called "I'm Sending You Light," and it's very simple, but I think very, very fitting for this event. Because what do you do what do you do in a moment like that? What's that song about? You just stand, you just stand.
Hmm.
It feels like there's nothing else that you can do. But there is something that everybody can do, even when you feel helpless, even when you feel like this, you don't know what to do. You can send out light. You can send out love. You can send out good healing thoughts and wishes to help pull people back together. Everybody knows what it's like when you have somebody smile at you or somebody hold the door open for you, and how that can make the difference
Hmm.
in your day.
Absolutely.
So each person has a responsibility, and we have a responsibility, I think, to each other, for our own, and black people in particular in this country who have had to bear a lot. I think it's really, really important for us to share kindness
Yes.
and to receive it. But sometimes, they say that when you don't feel love, offer love, right?
Mm.
And so that's what I imagine. I know you're going to play that, but I just want to say that we just had the great Simon Estes at Juilliard, where I'm also on faculty, and he gave a master class because they're doing a film about his life. But he told some stories, and I will tell you that I was very embarrassed because I've known Simon Estes for a long time, and I've always looked at him as the great artist that he is. And I would say that I never really thought deeply about what his experience has been like on this
Mm.
path. And he talked with great, very candidly about what his experience was like starting in this business and what it's still like today. He talked about getting pulled over by the policeman, a police not so long ago, and what that experience was like for him. And you sort of forget about that because I think of him as, Simon S. is this wonderful, great artist.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, still also, he's still a black man too.
Yep.
And when he gets pulled over by the police, they don't know how great he is. They
Right.
don't know what he's done. They don't know his contributions, right? They don't know what he's done in the lives of so many people, myself included, so many young people, and how he encouraged them and gave scholarship for people to continue on college. Um, um, when he stopped, he's at the same risk, at the same peril as everybody else.
Yes.
And when he told those stories, I have to tell you, I just really sort of shrunk in my seat, because I think that a lot of times we hold these people in great esteem, as well we should, with reason. But you forget that they're just human beings who have to deal on a daily basis, still, even everything that he's done,
Yeah.
you know, um, still he has to worry every day about what could happen. And
Yeah.
that was really, 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 really something that was really striking. Um, that was really something that really, hit right in the center. So it's always important, I think, for us to extend ourselves to all humanity, to all human beings, because we never know the difference that we can make in a person's living. And I know you've had those experiences in your life, and I know that people in your audience have had that experience where people said to them, whether they're artists or not, like, you have no idea what this song meant to me, or you have
Mm.
no idea what that gesture meant to me, or you have no idea, you won't remember me, but you singled me out, or you called my name, or you did something, and how all of that matters, how each life matters. And
Yeah.
that's what we want to celebrate. That's certainly what we want to celebrate with the Denise Grace Foundation. That's what you're celebrating with your show and so many other wonderful things. The great contributions that so many wonderful American heroes are doing on a daily basis that have been left out of the narrative.
Absolutely. Well, you portray that so beautifully in this piece, and I was struck by it, and so glad that you shared it. And so I hope you all enjoy this piece. Thank you, Denise.
You're welcome.
heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light, to hold you in love. I am sending you light, to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light, to hold you in love. No matter where you go, no matter where you've been, you'll never walk alone. I feel you deep within, 'cause I am sending you light, to hold you, to heal you. I am sending you light, to hold you in love. No matter what you feel or what you choose to show, I'll go just where you go, 'cause I want you to know that I am sending you light, to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light, to hold you in love. I'll go just like you go. Go slow, dear one, don't hurry. You'll never walk alone, 'cause I want you to know that I am sending you light, to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light, to hold you in love. I am sending you light, to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light, to hold you in love.
Oh my God. You just make time stand still.
Well, it's a beautiful piece, simple. And I'm sorry I didn't mention Maestra Melanie Demore, who also sings. And I think you can find her on YouTube singing that. But it's very, very beautiful, very still. It was one of those moments that everything just sort of, oh, thank you, AT. Everything just sort of stopped, and it felt like a prayer, like
Yes.
a benediction, like a blessing over
Yes.
the space, So I was proud to hold that space and to be in that and to be a part of it. Oh, thank you, Demontra. Whenever I'm working with singers and I have the great opportunity to just sit there and hear their voices wash over me, I swear that they are cleaning my heart and making me a better human being. So to just sit in it and to just be in it and to be a part of it is the greatest blessing in the world.
And you have blessed us and you have blessed me. I am so happy to have met your acquaintance and begun a beautiful friendship. And I am looking forward to sharing the stage with you finally this fall.
Oh
Yay!
my gosh, yay, Lawyer Frazier, morning, lawyer. Yes, and
Looking for
Latanya,
somebody.
that's right. And Latanya was just there, so I guess she'll be there as well. And
Yeah.
isn't that wonderful? And I'm just so thrilled, honey. I'm so enormously proud of you. Continue to do this beautiful work that you're doing, that brings people together, that educates people, that illuminates what's going on in the world. Black Opera Done, that's right. Wonderful. Wonderful work. And I too have enjoyed, I'm a huge fan, and I have enjoyed the show. And you mentioned Ronald earlier. He'll say, "Oh my God, you got to go watch it tonight. You got to watch it tonight." And this one that I watched that had the four ladies that was so fantastic, that had it was the four sopranos where you had Trevine,
Oh,
um,
Talise and Janai and Jackie
John.
Eccles.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Oh,
Fantastic. I had such a good time.
my sisters. I love them all. Love, love, love them all. Well, thank you for spending this time with me. I adore you. And please keep in touch. And don't forget to call on me whenever you need something. I'm here for you.
And I've got witnesses. They all heard it, and I most definitely will take you up on that offer. But thank you for all that you've done, and thank you for the mosaic that you and all of your comrades put together for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Take care.
Okay,
Love you much. Bye. Oh my God. Don't you just love her? Don't you just love her? Amazing. Beautiful artist, beautiful human being with a gigantic heart. Oh, I'm just a blessed man, truly a blessed man. Well, I hold on. I think somebody's knocking at my door. Yes. Hello. It is Janai Brugger. She's here, everyone. How are you, gorgeous?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm better for seeing your gorgeous face.
Right
So
back
happy
at
that
you.
you are here. And I have to tell you that on my last show, I had 5 young up and coming artists on, and I asked them all a question. And I said, who has influenced you and who do you admire and look up to? And soprano Brittany Logan said that you were the first opera singer she had ever seen on stage, and it made such a lasting impression on her life. And so I just want you to know, sister, that you are inspiring people, young, old, and everything in between with your
Thank you,
beautiful work.
Oh my God, that's the most touching thing. Gosh, thank you. I'm truly touched by that. That's sweet.
How you doing?
I'm here. I'm here. So no complaints on my end. No, just getting through each day and excited that things are opening up. Even if it's slow, it's still something to look forward to. And your debut.
Yeah, and I'll be
with
with you
I
too.
you too. I'm so excited to share the stage with you.
Oh my God, it's going to be so
Although
much
you'll be
fun.
upstairs rocking the baby,
Yes.
So that's okay.
Speaking of rocking the baby, how's your son and your hubby?
Yeah, they're good. Son is 8.5 and finishing second grade. It's kind of crazy.
Wow.
It's been a blessing to have all this time really just devoted on being mom. So I'm grateful for that. And husband's doing well. He's coding and programming and completely like changed careers during this pandemic, and
Really?
doing extremely well. Yeah, I'm proud of him. So yeah, it's just yeah, it's amazing. So yeah. How are
So
you?
tell us. I listen. I'm hanging in there. You know, it's so crazy busy right now, which is so weird to say, but it's a blessing
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
be busy. But I know that I need some time to like rejuvenate and replenish because this past
Yes, you
6 months
do.
it's been a lot.
Yes,
It's been a
yes.
lot. It's been a lot of talking and paneling and turning my home into a recording studio. And I'm looking forward to just being Kenny for a while and getting
Yes.
my creative juices back. Because once the fall starts, fingers crossed, things will be back to crazy again.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, what are you most looking forward to post pandemic or new world?
New World. Well, I'm excited to be at Cincinnati Opera this summer. We're doing Carmen. It's an
Oh,
outdoor production that they're going to do, and finally get to share the stage with my doppelganger named twin Janae Bridges.
oh,
So
Janae and Janai.
I'm telling you, it's about
I'm
time
sure,
we get together.
yeah, like you can be on the same stage and see like they're two different people. Like you can see it.
We
Janae,
are. I'm so
Janai.
excited to be with her. Just, she's such a sweet person, and I love her dearly. So I'm excited to share the stage with her, even for a brief second. So, yeah,
Fantastic. So that's Cincinnati this summer.
this summer, all of July, and then seeing hopefully you at the Met in the fall for the remount of Porgy and Bess, and seeing all my fabulous colleagues. So that's exciting.
Amazing. So we'll have
Yeah.
to do like lunch and like hang out and like
Oh,
do brother
absolutely.
sister things like
Yes,
like
please.
real stuff. Real stuff. Real stuff.
Real talk.
So during the pandemic, I saw you were like on a road trip with your mom to Philadelphia to sing. How did that work out? What was the project? How did it turn out?
Yeah, so it was with Maestro Yannick, and it was to sing Mahler 4. And that was the first gig I had with anybody. And so it was kind of bizarre because a Mahler 4, the orchestra and the orchestration is kind of big. And this was a drastically reduced version. It's almost like a chamber orchestra. But
Hmm.
to me, at least being on where I was, you couldn't tell because the sound they made was just absolutely glorious. And
Yeah.
it was, I mean, we were all spread out and apart, and there was no live audience at all. So it was a little strange in that regard because I'm not used to that. But I think I think it was beautiful how they put it together, and it was magical, and enjoyed it immensely to work with Maestro and the members of the Philadelphia Orchestra. It was just
Yeah. Amazing.
incredible. Yeah, and Mahler 4
So
is my favorite. So
isn't it not gorgeous? My gosh.
absolutely stunning music.
I
So
have a love affair with Mahler in general. He's like my favorite
you.
leader composer. Like his songs for me, I listen, I
Okay.
can't get enough.
Right.
I cannot get enough. I just love him
Right.
so much.
Right there.
So tell the audience, what is it like going back to an opera house that you are so now familiar with in a role that you're extremely familiar with? Is it more pressure or less pressure?
I honestly feel a little bit of both. Sometimes it's more pressure because the more you do it, people just have expectations. And then I think
Mm,
sometimes they forget that you're not a machine, and it's going to change day to day, night to night, what I ate the night before, if I got sleep or didn't. So sometimes it can be more pressure like that. But at the same time, for me, it helps me each time to just let go a little bit more and just find something new to share with the character, and to share it with the audience. I always try to find new ways to discover something that I didn't the night before, the last performance, or the last time I did it. And I always feel
yeah.
to learn with every role you do, no matter how many times you do it.
Now, do you have any role debuts coming up that you can tell us about that you're particularly excited about? I know there were some pre-pandemic, like before the world
I
went crazy.
know.
I saw a couple of things and I was so excited about them. Like,
Me too.
particularly the Rake's Progress, I was like salivating. I was looking at my calendar and looking at those days to see if I could fly to see you.
Thank you, Kenny. You're the biggest supporter. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you. Yeah, I mean those debuts. It was obviously it was such a bummer to lose those, but I am hopefully there are talks of bringing it in for the coming seasons. So I was supposed to debut as Mimi, my first Mimi at Washington National Opera, but
Right, because
time.
we had talked on the episode before that you and Jackie Eccles had not ever done Mimi and had only done Musetta, and Talise was the one who had done Mimi.
Yeah.
So I told you on that show, I said, I'm putting out in the universe that you all are going to do Mimi, and you're so here
I'm
it
definitely
comes.
ready. I think I'm ready to start. I'm always the turtle in the race. I got a lot of my friends and colleagues say, why aren't you singing this and this and this yet? And I really have to feel ready, because then I know that I can give the best that I can give. If I never like to be rushed or pushed too soon into anything.
Yeah.
And that can be frustrating for a lot of people. But for me,
Well, your voice is so gorgeous and juicy. People just want more.
Thank you. That's sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm excited. I mean, I'm definitely embracing new repertoire for these coming seasons. I can't say just yet because I haven't. The ink is still drying on the paper.
Right. Yes.
I'll
We're
share
waiting
that
on
soon.
the fully executed contract. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Stay tuned. But it's
Well,
a big one.
speaking of juicy and gorgeous, I've got to dig into my bag of receipts and pull out
Uh-oh.
a gorgeous, gorgeous performance by you. One of my favorite arias sung by one of my favorite ladies in the world. Please enjoy Janai Brugger.
Thank you.
I swear I could listen to you all day long.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
All day long. I swear I could just listen to that. And look at these people just blowing up the chat. Gorgeous,
Oh, I can
gorgeous.
see.
Leah Hawkins, hello, my
Thank
beautiful
you, Leah.
sister. How
You
are
got it.
you?
Aw,
And
thank you so
congratulations on your new accomplishment, Leah, that I just read scrolling across my screen. Oh, I
Thank
just
you,
love it.
Nicole. Yeah. Hey,
I could
Kenny,
just
I
listen
just
to
have
you
to
all day
say
long.
thank you. I have to tell you, because I don't get to tell you enough, I am so inspired by you and everything that you did during this difficult time. It's really been just mind boggling to learn about so many great Black singers, composers, directors that I didn't even know of, some of them, and believe it or not. I had heard of most of them, but there were some that I just hadn't even heard of. And what a blessing to just realize the shoulders that we stand on to get us to where we are today. It is truly, after everything that's happened in the last year, what a blessing to have you advocating and educating all of us about the greats that have come from the past. So
It's an
thank you
honor
so
and a privilege. Honor and a privilege.
much. Yes,
And I trust,
absolutely.
promise me. I will promise you that there is more to come.
Oh,
More
I
to come.
know. I know you. I can't wait. I can't wait. I am
I
always
can't
here.
wait either. And I can't wait to be with you this fall. And I'm so
Yay.
grateful that you came on and spent this time with
Oh,
me.
anytime.
And
Thank you.
I can't wait. I get to hear your voice at least 13 more times live in the theater. Yay, yay,
I
yay.
better
Thank
start
you.
warming up.
Right? Exactly. That's the other reason. Like, I need to vocal study like this whole summer and get all this pandemic cobwebs off these chords, baby, and
Or
get
I'm
them back
telling
to
you. Oh yes.
getting them back,
My
getting them back.
teacher's like, wow.
And
So
mine is
yeah.
like tap, tap, tap. Don't we need to set something up?
Work.
Right.
That's
Well,
okay
thank
though.
you. Thank you so much, my dear. I
My
adore
pleasure.
you. And thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming on with me. And I'll see you soon.
Mwah. Thank you.
Mwah.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Ciao.
I just love her so much. That voice is gorgeous. That heart and spirit is gorgeous. Again, I'm a blessed man to have these beautiful women in my life. Wait a minute. I think my bell is ringing again. Someone is at the door. Come on in.
Ding 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 ding
Hey,
ding.
how are you?
Oh man, I am good, especially after just hearing Denise and Janai. I mean, oh my Lord, I'm so entertained already, which is why, of course, just so everybody knows, I love Black Opera Live and I love coming in and I know that I'm like jumping all over you, but I just want to say real quick, during this pandemic, you know, it was hard. You couldn't go out, you couldn't go do anything and hang out with your friends. And so, I mean, every Monday night I was hanging out with you. You know what I mean? I was like, this is my date. I'm gonna make a cocktail, tend to these children, and learn about people. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just been so exciting meeting all these new people and hearing the receipts, as you know,
Yep,
are my
listen.
very favorites. But I mean, I appreciate it so much. I just love your show. I do.
Thank you so much. I feel the love and I appreciate the support. I really, really do.
Yeah.
Really do. Well, sister, first of all, you look absolutely stunning.
Thank
Like,
you.
who pulls it
I
together like
made the effort for you, honey. I really
I
did.
so appreciate it. My goodness. And you're in my hometown of Philadelphia.
I
My
am
heart,
rocking in Philly.
my heart is
Yeah.
in Philadelphia. And I feel this gravitational pull to move back to Philadelphia. Like it intensifies every year.
Yeah.
And so yeah. Who knows?
We just got back here actually last week. I'd been living in Miami for 3 years. And so now that my family's, you know, a little smaller, we decided to come back to the city that I know best. You know,
Yes.
even though I'm the native Houstonian from Houston, Texas. Hey, what's up? Hey, Inman.
Amen in the house.
But you know, even though I'm from Houston, I mean, I grew up as an adult here in Philadelphia. This is the city I chose, and it's where my roots are for me, like my adult roots, the life
Yes.
I made.
Right. So like AVA and then on. Yes.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So, my darling, you have been one of the busiest women on the planet during this pandemic. Like,
I don't even know how it happened and how I got so busy, but yeah,
oh,
I
well,
feel so fortunate.
we are grateful, especially for the stuff that we've been able to see through the screen. And I think that that's one of the great things about the pandemic is that performances that we might not have been able to fly to, or some people might not have been able to afford to go to, they've been accessible to
Yeah.
everybody to see. And so I have seen you singing for the Fort Worth Opera Gala, and then clips of Tosca, and then this, and you're just everywhere.
Yeah.
How are you? And then the LA Opera recital, which was stunning, like stunning, and that was sort of at the peak of the pandemic. And you pulled together arias and Russian songs and this and that. I'm like, this woman is everything.
Thank you. I feel like, where I thought I was going to enter the pandemic and be in a total slump and depression, it was the business that pulled me out of that slump and
Mm,
depression. It was the fact that I was kept busy anyway. Even when I wasn't keeping busy, I kept myself busy and I kept myself singing. And I always believe that the more you sing and the more you put your throat out to the universe, the more God sends like little gifts, even during a
yes.
pandemic, right? So
Yep.
just because I was actively singing, I felt like more things, more opportunities started to come up. It was like the universe was like, this girl is ready. She wants to share her voice. This is the time. Let's go ahead and, put her, up front and let her
And listen,
share a gift with everybody.
and God knew that we needed to be the recipients of that gift.
Oh, thank you kindly.
I
Yeah.
I truly believe that. I truly believe that. So I wanted to ask you, my dear, because I put this together in my head a few days ago. What is it like going into the Metropolitan Opera House? Okay, hold on. This is Alexa telling me to stop eating because I'm intermittent fasting, so I can't eat past 8. So she's reminding me
Alexa.
to listen. If it wasn't for her, I would be off. I would just be a mess. She keeps me together.
I love
So
it.
I wanted to ask you, what is it like going back to the Metropolitan Opera House, one of the greatest houses on the planet? But you have a very special, I look at it as special, in particular assignment this season, in that you get to play iconic, powerful, engaging Black women,
Yes.
strong, incredible Black women. And you get to open the season again with the first opera of the season in Fire Shut Up in My Bones, world premiere. Then you get to reprise a role that you torched the house on fire with as Serena. Then you get to go down the Nile in one of your signature roles as Aida. And then the Met premiere of Dead Man Walking. It's the American opera most performed other than Porgy and Bess. What is that like, sister?
Dreams coming true, me always dreaming that I wanted these things to happen, and just being extremely, extremely patient and waiting and waiting and just, I don't know, you keep trucking, everybody, persevere. I mean, like I'll speak on it too, like with the Grammy Awards. I'm so grateful I've won a Grammy this year, and congratulations to you, my darling, as well. But I stood on that stage in 1996 at the Grammys and said, I'm going to win a Grammy one day. I don't care. I'm going to win one. And it took exactly 25 years, almost to the day, but it
Wow.
happened. I said, I'm
Wow.
going to stand on that Met stage and I'm going to sing this. And I remember at first wanting to sing Serena and Porgy and Bess for about a decade. And I just kept saying, I mean, I'm going to get to do this. Eventually, somebody's going to hire me for this. I can't wait. I'm so ready. So I was just so glad to get this opportunity at the Met for Porgy and Bess. And to speak on Billy Blow, the role of Billy Blow in Fire Shut Up in My Bones, I was so attracted to this score when I looked at it because it resonated with me. My family is a Louisiana, Houston family, that area,
Hmm.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And just the way the story goes, you know what I mean? It's a story that a lot of people can relate to, unfortunately relate to. Okay. But it just touched my heart. It's like I felt like it was in my blood. And so I am extremely thrilled. And of course, me, I started out as a jazz singer. So getting to do Fire Shut Up in My Bones, the opera in jazz, and Porgy in the same season. I mean, I don't even have a word for it. I guess I'm just stoked. And I
Yes.
mean, I'm always thrilled for Aida. And finally, to be a part of the new production at the Met, I mean, just I can't even believe it because I think about that Sonia Frizzell production that's there. And the first time I saw it on TV, I really did never imagine that I would be in those costumes and I would be a part of that production, let alone opening a new one in this millennium, you know. So I just feel so lucky. And the same for Dead Man Walking. I am thrilled to get to do it. I remember hearing just like excerpts and stuff online a long time ago from Misha, from Karen, of the role of Sister Rose. And I was like, oh, these lines, these floaty, pretty lines. I hope I get to do it. And so I'm just so thrilled. And the other role that I have coming up there, and I don't care if y'all are mad because that I'm saying it too soon either. Y'all can anyway. I'm going to sing Musetta in La Boheme at the Met. It will be my role debut.
Wow. That
Yes.
is going to be something else, baby.
Yeah, everybody, some of my friends have been giving me shit about it a little bit, and they're just like,
Why?
But you're a Mimi. It's just so weird that you're singing Musetta. I said, this Musetta is about to be off the chain, hilarious entertainment, not just for the audience, but for me too, y'all, because I don't get to do anything comedic or with any kind of like fire like that. You know what I mean? This comedic flame. So, oh man, I'm sick for it. I'm so thrilled. I wonder who Marcello is. I can't wait to give him.
Listen, I got to be there for that. And then you have to remember, a lot of legendary sopranos did both roles. Scotto, exactly. Did both roles. Anna Moffo, Renato Scotto. So please, you're in good company. And I'm gonna be ticketed and in my seat waiting. Unless I'm on stage with you somewhere. So we gonna
yes, I tell you, but I'm very thrilled. I'm thrilled about everything coming up. And I'll full disclosure, I'm terrified because of the pressure. But I asked for it. And because I asked for it, I think I will be equipped with the ability to deal with it. I'll just say that.
Yeah, well, you know what? Tennis icon Billie Jean King says this: pressure is a privilege.
One that I will gladly accept. Then, thank you, Billie Jean. Those are
absolutely
wise words.
Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah, remind me. We got to talk about French Open later. But
oh.
I'll text you.
Yes, text me. Oh my God. So, okay. So what else outside of the Met is coming up for you? What roles, or do you have role debuts other than Musetta coming up? Do you have house debuts coming up? Tell us what we can look forward to outside of New York City.
Yes. Well, right now what I'm working on is Trovatore, because I'm doing it next month in Glimmerglass.
Which is sold out. I'm pissed.
Yes. Well, I don't know. We'll talk. We'll see what we can do. You know what I mean? It's possible we can get like a pod situation where they squeeze a few more people in for the cast, because I mean, sold out, yes, but we're gonna try to do what we can to squeeze everybody in safely, of course. But yes, I'm doing Trovatore, and then I'm doing George Walker's Lilacs with the Cleveland Orchestra, which I think we're gonna record. I'm pretty sure. It's exciting because it's a piece that's usually for, maybe a lighter voice, but it reminds me of Knoxville, Barbara Knoxville in a way. These, beautiful lines and kind of haunting sort of melodies. So, oh man, I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled. I have a Ballo and Mascara come up, but I definitely can't say where. They're gonna kill me if I say exactly where. But Ballo and Mascara coming up, a new production of Tosca. And
your Tosca is fierce. Let me just say that.
Oh, and Forza, yes.
Oh,
but that'll all come out soon enough.
It'll come. So make sure y'all go to her website and her social media and find out where she is and get those tickets and get into the house and support this grande dame. But right now, I'm going to dig in my man bag and pull out receipts to show LaTanya in one of her most celebrated roles, lighting up the stage as she always does. Catch it.
Thank you.
Girl, because listen, I came and saw you twice, and I know I was one of the first person to scream out "Brava" after that. I could barely contain myself. You tore that house up like you always do. I've seen you do Butterfly. I've seen you do Aida, and they had to call the fire department on each one of those performances. Just amazing.
Thank you. But let me just say, especially after seeing the whole Porgy family right there like that, just like really watching it, because even though I mean I've seen the clip before, but I don't ever watch it in its entirety because as singers, we don't ever really like to look at
Yeah.
ourselves and listen like that. But when I was just sitting there looking at everybody and just seeing everybody, and of course thinking of Antoine Hodge, thinking of Arthur Woodley. Oh my, I can't wait for you to be with us, Kenny, because I know that you are ready to rock it for us, for them, for the audience, and we're gonna, I don't know, we're about to bring the fire, y'all. I just can't wait. I mean, after everything, after the opera being shut down, after the state of the country, after the racism, after the hate, all of the crap that's been going on, we're going to come in here and we're going to bring some light.
Yes.
I cannot wait. It couldn't have been a better beginning to my opera season than to be with the Porgy family again, because I mean, we're going to spread joy to the audience. I mean,
Yep.
we did it. We all did it before. We all did it collectively, not just as individuals. It took the whole group to do it. And we're ready to do it again. We're going to do it for the ones we lost, and we're excited for everyone we've gained. We're going to just keep rocking it. I mean,
Yes.
just know that opera is our solace now. Now it's our salvation. Now you remind yourself of why you started doing this. And then you put all that other shit to the wayside, people.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just go with the singing, go with the art, go with the music, go with celebrating your brothers and sisters too.
Yep.
Because they celebrate you. You
Yep.
get this circle of love going around, then collectively we can keep all of opera going.
Absolutely.
What happens with unions, what happens with other companies and stuff like that ultimately will not matter if we keep bringing the joie de vivre to opera, if we keep bringing it like that. So I'm proud to bring it, and I'm proud to rock it, and I can't wait to not only be on the stage again, but to be in the audience and watching everybody rocking. I mean, there's so many people making exciting music, exciting debuts, new productions, new creative ventures. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm excited for the future for the
Yes,
first time
absolutely.
in a long time.
I'm excited too. And I wanted to remind everybody of another Cinderella moment.
Yes.
Listen, incredible, gorgeous, stunning, sexy, voluptuous, just everything. Congratulations, my dear. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really, I mean, in this pandemic, I did lose a lot. I'm a single woman again. I'm a single mother, but I feel like there was something really, really important that I gained. And it was an immense amount of self-love that I wasn't giving myself before, so thank you, and thank your audience and everybody that stood by me, not
Yes.
just during the pandemic, but before, and hopefully also to come. So
Before,
but
during, and after, we got your back, darling.
ooh, I'm gonna be running everywhere with this. Ooh, I should have gone with the waterproof.
No, you fine. You're fine, fine, fine. I love you so much, and I will
Love you
text
too,
you
Kenny.
and hope to see you in Philly this weekend because I'm coming
Oh
home.
yes, let's drink.
Yes, let's have a little drink. Let's have a little drink. Thank you for coming on with me, my love, and I
love
will
you,
see you
Kenny.
too. I love you so much.
I
Thank
love
you.
Black Opera Live. See y'all.
Thank you. Bye. Oh, don't you just love her? I do. I know you do. She's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Love you, Latanya Moore. Wait, hold on. Ding, ding, ding. I think my doorbell is ringing again. Oh my God, she's here.
Brother.
Hi, sis.
Oh, congratulations. It's been, I cannot believe, a year.
A year, right?
Wow.
A year. And you were one of my first guests in the inaugural month.
Mm.
I think you were my second guest ever of this show. Like
Wow.
crazy.
It's crazy. This year has flown by.
Oh,
I
And
love you. I
it's,
love
it's
Latanya.
flown by because you are probably the busiest woman in show business. Like you're everywhere. Every time I turn on my computer or YouTube or whatever, there you are, looking gorgeous, sounding gorgeous, being powerful, being in the moment, living your dream and your truth, and you're doing it beautifully. And I adore you.
Thank you so much. I adore you as well. And I just appreciate you for always being so supportive and guiding us all. Honestly, like I feel like you have been such a guiding light in my life since, I don't know, since I went to Manhattan School of Music.
Mm.
So thank you. Thank you. I mean, like Latanya said, we're in this together. It's a collective.
Yes, 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 yes. So let's talk about most recently. You just got off of the airplane, and so thank you for squeezing me in from doing your first in opera house performance at LA Opera in Oedipus Rex. Tell us what that was like.
Oh my gosh. Whew, honestly, I'm still on a high from it. So I got back to New York this morning around 6 a.m., took the red eye, and I really still haven't slept because it was just a magical experience. I know I keep saying that word, but it's true. I realized yesterday was really interesting because it felt as if we were in this production together, audience and performers. It
Mhm.
really felt like we were feeding off of each other. And for the first time to have an audience in over a year, it was just so clear and apparent to me that we need each other. You
Yes.
know, we need the music, we need the audience, we need the performers. And I don't know, for me, it just felt like a very defining moment in that sense. And everybody sang their face. Russell,
As usual, Russell always sings
as
his face
usual,
off,
Morris
and
Robinson,
Morris always shakes the rafters.
exactly, John Rillier.
Oh,
It was incredible. And for me to, I mean, there was one moment where I looked and I was just like, wait, am I really on the stage with these living legends? Like it just really hit me. And I turned to Morris and I just started giggling. And he said, yeah, I've had that moment before too in my career. But it was just incredible. The audience was, they were just so excited and open to receiving. And it's a weird piece, you know?
yeah.
I shouldn't say weird, but it is just, it's very atypical. And
Mhm.
especially like, I think to enter back into the performance world with this piece was really interesting. And I was talking to the general manager, Christopher Kelsch, and he was just saying it was very intentional. And I
Mm.
felt that as well, because he feels that we are embarking on this, well, we have this opportunity to shift our language, you know,
Yeah.
in every way. And so he wanted to program that because he felt like the themes in the opera signified a lot of what we're going through now, and what people are now realizing.
Yes. Yes.
And it was just kind of also a full circle moment, because this time last year is when I moderated Lift Every Voice and Sing, the panel
Yes.
discussing.
What sort of skyrocketed the entire year of, I mean, it was the panel of all panels.
It was, yes. I mean, I have to agree with you. And I honestly did not expect that at all. I just didn't. I expected to perhaps not get any more contracts.
Really?
I mean, that was definitely in my my ethos, because I was like, this is scary. It's never been done before. There was fear of retribution.
Mhm.
But I'm very happy to report that, you know, I'm still getting emails from that. And
Yeah.
just got an email from Opernwelt asking, you know, if things have changed, how I am experiencing everything today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it had a huge impact.
Well, I think it's also it's paying off for you in other ways, because you did take a risk, and there were, maybe some hesitation about doing it and speaking up and advocating for yourself and other artists, other Black artists in particular. But you have made it work. You have capitalized on it. And now tell me about how you forayed into this Converse sneaker commercial, bridging opera now and other types of music with this iconic brand. Now,
Wow.
Now when you and I talk, you always say to me, I want to bridge. I want to, collaborate with other genres and other brands.
Absolutely.
And voila.
Well, I think just that. I mean, honestly, I feel like there's so much power in the tongue. And I've been speaking this for a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I honestly feel like I manifested it. But I will say that there was a big New York Times article in the beginning of the pandemic featuring me. And I was in Houston at the time. That's where I went to isolate and quarantine. And the New York Times said, hey, we want to do this feature on you. And I said, great. I would love to work with a Black photographer. So they were able to find a Black photographer in Houston that they work with. And Raheem, sorry, his last name is escaping me, but he was incredible. A young man from Houston, but he lives in New York, goes back and forth. And so we did the photo shoot, and it was just so beautiful. So fast forward maybe 5 or 6 months, he called and said, hey, I have this project with Converse, and I would love to involve you somehow. And I said, awesome, because we also spoke about how we could, yes, thank you, Jared. Raheem Fortune is the photographer's name. So we had this conversation about bridging the gaps and also collaborating. Like we're in a renaissance right now, So that's why I requested a Black photographer, because I'm just like, I want to lift my people in as many ways as I can. And I also want to feature them and use my platform in that way. So I hooked him up and he hooked me up. And now I have this new relationship with Converse, which is just insane. But it's really cool. And it's, it's not about me. Like I had this really interesting conversation the other day where someone was actually just hating hardcore. It's fine, whatever, it's to be expected. But I was just like, that's interesting, because every move that I'm making, I'm trying to think of the bigger picture,
yes.
And for me, it's like, I am the vessel, and yes. I'm using all of my gifts and my platform in a way that not only, elevates us Black people, but it just knocks down all these crazy stereotypes, and gives us seats at the table. So like, if I'm going to be at the table, I really truly feel like it's my duty to invite others.
Yeah.
So, I think that bridging the gaps, crossing genres and platforms is something that we should all aspire to do. That's the article.
Fantastic. So we have 3 more things in common, you and I.
Yes.
One, as you know, we're Grammy winners on the same project.
Yeah.
And I had a fantastic artist frame my Grammy certificate, and he implanted the CDs and the CD cover in the same frame. It's so gorgeous. I cried when I picked it up today.
I am so sorry. I just have to buzz my food in. They were
buzz them in. Listen, gotta eat. Yes. So I got my Grammy certificate in the mail a couple of weeks ago, and I went to a framer and I said, I want to do something special with this. And so I took the actual CD that it came in, and it's a double CD disc set. And so he said, well, let's do this and do this. And so they implanted the double disc CD and the CD cover with our names on it and the title of the piece, and framed it in black and gold and white, and like the Grammy emblem that's on it pops out. It's so incredibly beautiful. When he unwrapped it in the store before I took it home, my eyes were sweating. I was so emotional about this. Seeing it, it's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful, and I'm very proud of that piece, because I don't know about you. When I first cracked the score, I knew that we were doing something special. Absolutely. I knew that the piece was special, and then after the premiere at the Oregon Bach Festival, I remember the executive director saying, "This is going to at least get a Grammy nomination," and I was like, "What? Are you serious?" And then, boom, boom, boom. A year later, there it is.
It's a masterpiece, and you sang that thing, and you became Yeshua.
Oh
gosh, we have to do that again.
I know, we have to do it again. Well, the other thing that I found out that we're doing again, that we're doing, is the world premiere of Adolphus Hailstork's newest piece, entitled "A Knee on the Neck."
Yes,
and I am so excited. First of all, because Adolphus Hailstork is incredible. He's a beast. And Herbert Martin, the librettist, is also incredible. But to do this with the National Symphony and then to do it with you, it's just going to be so great.
It's going to be amazing. I saw that, and when I saw your name, I was like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be special.
But the third thing I wanted to talk to you about, we keep going around the same sort of atmosphere, like the Saturn circles. You're doing this incredible event that's going to be aired on Juneteenth with WQXR.
Yes.
And I just did something with WQXR. I recorded a piece, Adolphus's piece, that he wrote for baritone and string quartet with the Harlem Chamber players. And then when I saw that you were doing something similar with Harlem Chamber players for Juneteenth with WQXR, I'm like, see, that's my sister.
Yes.
So tell us about that performance and when we can see it and all of that.
Definitely. So this next performance, it's a world premiere by Adolphus Hailstork. It is called "Pity These Ashes," and it's about 20 minutes. It's a concert, Shayna, I will say.
Mine is 20 minutes too.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's a Shayna.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Lord, I hope these chords come together. They will. But it is so incredibly powerful. I knew of the Tulsa Race Massacre, but I really didn't know of the details. And so doing this project has been so special, collaborating with Mr. Hailstork. He's just such a gem, Yep. He asks me, one of the first emails was, "What is your range? How far can I go?" And I just really appreciated that, he wasn't guessing. We've really been very connected, and I've been with him every step of the way on this project. But it's going to be powerful. It'll air on WQXR June 19th. And it's me telling the story of the 18 hours of travesty that happened from the perspective of a daughter whose mother has been murdered. And so she's pretty much taking in the scene and saying, "Pity these ashes. As long as we are going to be here, we will strive for a better land. We will strive. And so it goes through lots of different emotions, but it comes out with basically strength, power, and resilience, which is who we are as a people.
It's who we are.
Yeah.
And on that topic, I'm going to go dig in my bag and pull out a receipt.
Uh-oh.
This fantastic performance that you did of Daniel Romaine's piece, which was at first very controversial because of the text, because of the subject matter.
Mhm.
Before we play it, can you tell us quickly why you decided to sing it?
Yeah. So I decided to sing this piece because, well, there are a few reasons. Daniel's a friend of mine. I've known him since I was 19 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we go back, and he came to me and said, "Hey, I would love for you to sing this piece." Now I knew of, the controversy before that, and yeah, I mean, I respected everyone's position in that. I looked at the piece and I said, "Yeah, I can see how this is ruffling feathers because the text says, 'God bless America, goddamn America.'" So, you know, when I saw that, I thought, yeah, this is not for everybody. And, I saw it and said, it's for me. So that's all I could say is, like, I felt that there are so many people that share the sentiment,
Mhm.
America's a beautiful place. But damn, America is just like,
It's
also
messed up too.
messed up. So it's like, for me, I just feel in any and everything that I sing, I am the vessel.
Yeah.
There are so many operas that say crazy things where I'm just like, okay,
Ugh.
here we go. I'm going to say or do that. And I think this one is just, of course, particularly sensitive because we are living in these times. We're experiencing racism, and there's also, the black, I guess you could say, blasphemic aspect of it as well. I don't approach it that way.
Yeah.
And Daniel and I had a lot of conversation about it, and it was really coming from a place of frustration.
Yeah.
And that's how he felt. So I said, I'm going to do this because it resonates with me. And I think it's a powerful piece that needs to be out in the world that will hopefully continue conversations towards healing and reparations, really.
Yeah. And you're Pam Bridges' daughter.
Okay.
Listen.
Now, she would be on here tonight, but her and my dad are on their honeymoon, 41st wedding anniversary.
Oh.
Catalina Island. They came to LA.
I saw that. Yes.
Oedipus Rex. And, my mom, she's a road runner. So they went to Catalina Island. So she would be on, but she's somewhere in the ocean.
Enjoying herself. All right, everybody, let's enjoy and get into this incredible performance. Hit it.
Stumbled upon one another in that elevator, everything changed. May 31, 1921, 18 eyes, a white mob engulfed with white rage.
Burn it down, burn it all down. A white man running with red blood on his hands. Bring it down, bring it all down. A school, the library, our hospital, my church. Burn it down, burn it all down. My people, our black children, our schools, our homes. They want to kill us, they still want to kill us. God bless America, God damn America. Burn it down, burn it all down.
Wow. All I can say is wow.
Wow, me too.
So powerful, incredible. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. It's intense. I actually, I don't know if I watched it all the way through.
Wow.
Oh,
So well done, so poignant, so incredible. And that's the work. That is the work. And you putting yourself right out there on the front lines, creating art, continuing the conversation, and just being beautiful and brilliant. And I adore you and support you. And, you know, I'm just so proud of you. So, so, so proud of you.
thank you so much. I'm just grateful. I'm very, very grateful. Yeah.
Well, I know you've got more to the rest of your night, and just thank you for coming on with me. We have to get together and have a lunch, a brunch, a dinner, or something.
For sure. I wish we had. I'm sorry, I have to go. I have a rehearsal for the Hail Stork because I have rehearsal tomorrow. But thank you for having me, and
Of
thank
course.
you for lifting us up always, and singing beautifully, carrying the torch, which is something. You're just so generous. I really appreciate you always being generous.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate you too. Love you much, and I'll see you soon. Get some rest, eat up. We'll chat soon.
Absolutely. After this Hail Stork, you won't hear from me.
I know. I'm taking the entire don't call me in July. July. I told my manager, I said no, nothing.
Yeah,
nothing. I'm done.
You have to, because you got to preserve. And if I go at this rate, I don't know. So.
We need you fresh and gorgeous and off and running, because this new season, when we open back up, phone's going to be ringing and we got work to do. So
yes, we do.
We do. Yeah. All right, my dear. Have a good night.
Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I just love her so much. My sister. Oh, are you all enjoying the Parade of Queens tonight? Denise Graves, Janai Brugger, Latanya Moore, Janae Bridges, and whoop, ding, ding, ding. My doorbell is ringing again. Who could it be? Hey! It is carrying the Kiki Slack, baby. She's here. The mogul is here. She's here in the house.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on? I could not have a reunion show without having the Rock Nation queen here. She is the queen of the industry, baby. She's on the inside, the outside, the stage, the boardroom, the casting room. She's doing it, all the things. She is here. La Slack is in the building. How are you doing, sis?
I'm good. Listen, I had a long day, crazy day. I was having some issues with my back, and so, but I had some other things I had to do, and I was just sitting here going in and out of watching Black Opera Live, and I'm like, oh my God, how am I the last person with all these fabulous, incredible, my sisters on this day, honey? Hey, Lasagna, hi everybody. I'm good.
Listen.
I'm good. You know, I'm good.
Oh, she's doing all the things. Okay, I know I'm gonna miss some things, but let's just break it down. Talk to me about your year as artistic advisor for Portland Opera. Like, first of all, that's amazing. A
Listen,
gigantic accomplishment. Talk to me about that.
listen, I don't even know how I made it through this year. We all talk about, you know, the pandemic and all of the things that we lost. God has been so good to me during this time, and also I fast tracked, learned like 10 skills during this time period, and I am sometimes in awe of all of the things that I've had to learn, but it's been amazing. You know, to be in a situation where I can empower other people is exactly where I belong.
Mm,
You know, where I can put people's names in the room. I can advocate for people in a way that I've already sort of had been doing you know me my whole life. So, you know, I'm always like, what about this person? What about that person?
right.
You know,
Yeah.
and not just singers, composers, directors, creative teams. I mean, just the whole thing it's been tremendous and very, very overwhelming, because not only are you doing that, you're also having to manage the hard stuff, the hard conversations, which
Yeah.
a lot of us have had during the year, and learning budgets and learning why things can't get done and why things get done and how much things cost. Because as a singer, you don't know that. That kind of stuff. And, you know, anyway, it's been amazing. But I think the most enlightening thing for me was to have young singers that I was responsible for in a way, and to pour into them where I had access to means to pour into them, and to ensure that they had the things that they needed. Not just me giving them out of myself, but actually being in a space where I can like, no, they need this, no, they need that. And so that was really empowering and really life changing for me.
Yeah. Incredible. Incredible. And so listen, in my notes here, like, you're involved with Opera America and the Women's Opera Network and the New Works Forum, getting stuff done, representing for women, representing for artists of color, representing for young singers, and putting them in position. How do you manage it all and still go out and spin tones when it's time to sing?
Ooh, I don't know. Well, the spin tone thing, she knows how to do. I bet that's the one thing I've been doing, as you know, my entire life. Well, I try to do my best always, but it really was a learning process for me. And also, my friend is like, no is a verb. You can say no to things. You can, but as a singer, you learn to never say no. You can't say no because the opportunities may not come up again, right? But I was really spending so much of my days on this thing, either on a panel or in a meeting, or, you know, coaching a singer because of the band, of course, my other position, or, you know, doing all, I don't know how I made it. And I almost like went crazy the end of last, literally, I had a shaking moment, child. I had a moment on my couch, like, am I going to be okay? Because I not only was I doing that, I was filming, learning operas. I mean, just so many things. I don't know how I did it, God.
Right.
And my friends, my real solid friends in this industry carried me through, I have to say.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. And so also on this, you did a lot of virtual performing. And one of the performances that I saw was Driving While Black with Urban Arias and with the Keen team. We love them. Tell us about that piece and how it came about and what it was about.
Well, Urban Arias the founder is Bob Wood, Maestro Bob Wood, who I've known since I was a young singer at Santa Fe Opera when I was in the apprentice program. And so Bob has this company in DC, and I've been wanting to work there because they do all the new works and all of the avant-garde pieces or whatever. He called me in June or July, and said, "I got this piece that I want you to do." And I'd heard about Driving While Black because Roberta Gumbel, who's the librettist, has sent me a couple of clips, and I knew that she was the first person to sing The Mother. And I was like, oh no, I can't do this thing. I couldn't. This was pre Mr. Floyd's murder. This was pre all of the racial awakening and everything like that. And so I didn't. It was a little bit of a stretch for me at the time when I was first approached. But when Bob called me to do it, it was right on time. And I said I would only do it if the Akin team was on board with me. Because I knew that they would take care of me. I knew that they would, and Dubois would guide me in a way that he knew my talent because I had worked with him in opera at Arizona Opera on another project. So he knew the kind of artist that I was, and he understood the kind of art that I like to make. And so I knew that he would make sure I wasn't out here looking crazy. And it's a tough piece. It's a tough piece. And with the film, with learning it in COVID, learning it where I can't sit in my coach's living room and explore every single phrase with new works, because the accompaniment is cello and percussion. Ooh. And various different, right? No piano, no violin, no strings, no anything like that. So it was really, I was literally pulling notes out of the air, which is not something that I normally do. Like, that's not my training in singing, but I made it work, baby.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so let's also talk about Kiki Convos, baby, the show of the shows. Listen, you created this fantastic talk show. And just so everybody out there knows, once again, Karen and I have been friends for a couple of decades, since we were kids, like babies. And she's always supported me, and I've always supported her. So everybody should know that when we're doing our talk shows, she and I talk to each other on the phone. Who you bringing on? Who you bringing on? When you bringing them on? When you bringing them on? What you going to talk about? And we bounce ideas off of each other. We make sure our shows aren't on the same day. That's how friends, artists, and colleagues do to support each other, so that we're not taking away from similar audiences. But Kiki Convos skyrocketed and just exploded all over the world. Talk to us about the idea that you had to bring it to life, and what can we expect from it going forward?
Well, I always start off by saying Kiki Conversations was born at my dining room table while talking to my husband. But it's always something that I wanted to do. It's always something that I remember when I was talking to Indira Mahajan when we were in Fort Worth working. I was like, you think you might want to come and talk to me? I kind of sort of want to do this is even before I was really into podcasts or anything like that. It's like, I think I kind of want to do an interview type show, but I never had the nerve to do it. And I think we were in Fort Worth 2018. I can't remember now, but anyway. During the pandemic, everyone was singing to their computer, singing to their phone, and having Instagram, conversations. And I was like, I want to have a glass of wine like we always do and talk to my friends. And so I called Janae, and I called you, and I called Russell, and all the people who are the closest to me. I said, I'm going to do this thing, come on and talk to me. And so Janae was the first person, and apparently everyone loved the conversation. And then Robin, Terrence Blanchard's wife, called me and said, we're going next, because they're my family. And so they went next. And then it just became this thing where people wanted to come on the show. And still, we don't get as many views as because everybody's got stuff to do, right? They're out it's not the same where we're all stuck and trapped in the house, but the amount of people that share it, the amount of people that I had no idea that there were so many like influencers, right? High profile people that look at this show.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it was only created to be a platform for other people, for us to connect, for other people to come on. You know, Stephanie Blythe came on, and Christine Gerke, Morris, and I mean, just so, and when I did my composers series, Jam in June last year.
Jam in June, baby. Ricky Ian Gordon.
Yes. I mean, and then Terrence did the moderating for the Young Composers panel, and it was what was needed, not only just for where we were, but also for me. Like, I needed to do that because since someone like Sue Dixon at Portland Opera, you know, saw what I had created and then saw us on the LA Opera panel, and it just exposed me to this art form that I've been doing for almost 20 years in a different way, outside of my voice. I could use my voice.
Right. Yeah.
You know? And people can get to know you, because oftentimes singers, you go out, you walk out on the stage, and people think they know you because you sing.
Yes.
And clearly they know nothing really about you. That's your gift. That's just the one gift.
Yep. Hey, Miss Stephanie Blythe, you spoke her up. You could not be denied the place to be. You're right. You're right.
Yes, and it still is. You know, that Thursday, I don't know, people get on me about not doing, because you know how it is when you don't show up.
Woo. Listen, I'm on you. I'm like, bring back my damn show. Where is my show?
I know, but as you know, this is like a job. This is another job, because
you don't realize how tough it is to put shows together.
Absolutely, and you have concepts and you have panels, and you know, and I do the one-on-ones mostly, but yeah, you have to do the research and you have to find people who want to come on, and then you have to, you know, you prepare schedules, and you really prepare for this as if it's another job. But Combos will live on. It will have all kind of iterations. We'll bringing on new guests and expanding in a way. And I just ask everybody to be patient, you know, because it's just me, you know, doing this thing. But I love it. It's my baby. I really feel like I birthed that thing and in this time. You know, but it really was in service, always in service. I that's how I make my art, and that's just who I am, to be in service of other people.
Fantastic. I'm so incredibly proud of you, incredibly proud and inspired by it. Like, you make me better.
Oh,
you really do. You make me better. You make me work harder. It's like, if Karen is doing all of that, I can get my ass up and do some more. I love it. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. So now it's time for me to go into my bag and dig out a receipt. Now, this receipt I need you to set up because it is a piece from a work that you created, that you gave birth to. Talk to us about the work and then the piece.
Yes. So again, during this time, it's another one of my babies. I was approached by Lyric Fest, which is an art song organization in Philadelphia, my hometown, where I am right now. Yes, Philly in the house. And they asked me what I would like to create, because they too were shifting into a new way to make art because everything was closed, right? And so they were going into the film realm, trying to get content. And so I had been sitting on this idea about movement women, and I went and started researching Black women in movements, and I was finding that most of the movements, the social justice movements, abolition, civil rights, were started by Black women. And say their names: Me Too, BLM. And so I decided to, with the support of Lyric Fest, to curate a piece called Say Their Names, Women of the Movement. And it will spotlight 4 movements and 4 women. Sojourner Truth, Fannie Lou Hamer, Kimberly Crenshaw. Oh my God, I just lost my other person. Oh God, it's my piece. Anyway. And so and also to shed light on the BLM movement and also Me Too. And so, yes, and each piece, each movement would have a music to it. And what I was finding is that a lot of the modern day movements did not have pieces, classical vocal pieces that were appropriate. And so I called on my beautiful, beautiful friend, Jasmine Barnes, who is a fierce composer. And I said, Jasmine, I need a piece for the Say Her Name movement. I needed to have all the women who have been murdered by police's name in as many as we can get in. It needed to have sounds. We need to use the piano as a real instrument to take it apart so that it created sounds. So I want you to go there. And we found a poem. The first poem that I found, we didn't get the permission to use it, or it was very expensive. And then she called upon her friend Shauna Oshiro, who's a wonderful soprano in her own right. And she wrote this banger poem called Taking Names. And Jasmine set it to music, and she gave me everything that I asked for.
Well, everybody, we're going to share this piece with you so that I can give you everything that you need, but didn't know it. Catch it. outrageous, outrageously brilliant, 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 brilliant. Yes, Stephanie Blythe, that good gravy. The gravy that you make in the cast iron skillet after you finish frying your chicken, the good gravy. Yes, God, that is so. I remember calling you after I saw it in tears because I was so moved and so proud of you. And I encourage everybody, please go and listen and watch the entire performance. Absolutely, Latanya, so moved. Yes, go back and watch it all. And tell your family about it, tell your friends about it. And I know you have some exciting things going forward as the piece continues to develop to develop, and as you share it around the country and around the world. It's incredible. It's incredible. Thank you.
Yeah, I have to say, I just my mind went crazy because of course now I'm doing 550,000 things. But Ida B. Wells, how can I leave Ida B. Wells? Oh my God, she should have her own opera. But you know what Lyric Fest did with the idea that I had, and just took it, and then the whole project. I mean, my God, and I'm gonna make it a live presentation. So and add the 2 more movements and get a couple more commissions because. You know, and Jasmine, just when we got the piece, and Laura Ward, a fantastic pianist, a pianist in Philadelphia, played the piece, and she was just like, Karen, I know, I was like, I knew Jasmine could do it. I knew she could create. Wow. You know, all the glissandos, and we decided that those were going to be the spirits of the women trying to come through. You know, there is always that, right? Always the spirits are trying to come through, and I wanted to recreate that. I knew that was important to say my name too.
Yes, so. And I love that it ends with Brianna. That's so incredibly powerful and beautiful.
Thank you. We had a different ending, but because the cops had not been arrested at that time and there was no justice for Brianna, we decided to leave it up.
Yes.
Instead of resolve it.
Right. Amazing. Well, sis, I'm so glad you spent this time with me. You know, we got to get together and catch up for real.
Yes, you know, Robbie, my husband, who those who don't know Robbie, like he's the
president of the Overton fan club, baby. Yes, indeed.
He certainly is. He's like, I gotta get it, Kenny. Yes.
Well, I love you so much. Take care of yourself. Get some rest. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
We'll talk soon. I love you to tears.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for coming. Bye. Oh my God. I love me some Slack. That's my sister from a different mister. I swear to y'all. Since we were 14, 15 years old, we've been friends, and it's just been fantastic. I love her so much. And like I said, she inspires me to do better and to do more. And yeah, that's my sis. Now, listen, I was going to end it right here, but then I remembered from the good book that says, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. And the person who's at my door right now was my very first guest on my very first episode of Black Opera Live. And I just had to have her come and end the Queen Parade. Nicole Heaston is here.
Happy anniversary, Kenny.
And happy anniversary to you too. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for being my first guest, setting the show off on a great start.
Anytime.
Oh my gosh, you look beautiful as always. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. You know, getting by in the Houston heat. I'm doing good. I have to say, just watching all of these beautiful Black divas get up here and tell all the wonderful things that they have done, that they are doing, and hearing all that wonderful singing. Thank you so much for showcasing them, because it is well earned and well deserved. Thank you.
Absolutely. So what's going on with you and that Houston heat? You threw it up here because it is hot and humid up here in New York, New Jersey in the 90s. Oof. It's not even summer yet. Like spring totally punked out and just got bullied by the summer. I'm like, really?
Yeah. It's like Texas.
Come on now. So Nicole,
Mhm.
You are one of the most talented people I know. And I feel like even through this pandemic, we've gotten closer because
Yeah.
we've only met in person twice, once in New York and once in Houston.
Yeah.
But through this pandemic, we've like bonded, like brother and sister bonded.
Yeah.
But I've always been so enamored of your artistry. I remember when I saw you singing some Handel operas and you were just eating the stage up, tearing it apart limb from limb. I was like, who is this woman? And she's spinning out these silver tones and just gorgeous. And then to find out that she is a wife and a mother of two amazing, talented, beautiful children and singing all over the world. How do you make it all happen and make it look so easy?
I have to say two things: the grace of God and my husband Stanley Lane. If he didn't help keep things, the ship running in the same direction, I don't know if I'd be able to do everything, because I'm able to do everything I want to do. I'm able to have a career and be a mom, and so I'm very blessed that way.
Yeah. And you were so busy during the pandemic. Can we talk about the Purple Robe series? Okay, this was one of my favorite things in the world. Where did the idea for the Purple Robe series come from? And how on earth were you able to come up with idea after idea after idea for all of the months that you did it?
I truly, looking back a year later, I think I was having a psychotic break. I don't know. I look back on some of the videos and I'm like, what was I thinking? Because it really did come out of me just seeing someone's 30-day song challenge on Facebook and me saying, oh, I can sing a song each day instead of like just typing one in on Facebook or pulling something from YouTube. I was like, I could sing this and do it myself. I can put on a costume and do whatever. I can sing all the parts. I can sing tenor. I can sing soprano. I could sing bass. I could sing it all. And that's what I was bored, but it brought so many people so much joy that I just kept doing it. And it was fun to me. But every video was pretty much, I woke up in the morning and was like, okay, I'm going to sing this. And then literally singing the video, editing the video, putting everything together, looking through my bag of costumes, trying to figure out what could work for this. So it was always and it was uploaded by midnight or 12 o'clock midnight or 10 o'clock that night for the next day. So it was really something that got me going. Like Karen said, I learned a lot of new skills. I learned how to videotape myself. I learned how to edit. I learned how to, do a whole bunch of different things that I had never done before. And it was a lot of fun. It really was. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. What cracks me up is that, I'm surprised at how widespread it became.
Mm-hmm.
I was volunteering the other day and I had my mask on and a woman says, are you that opera singer? And I looked at her and I was like, yeah. And she's like, the one that was on Facebook doing all those videos. I was like, yeah, I don't know you. But it's amazing. People, I go places and people recognize it. It's very strange, very strange.
The Purple Robe series got me through a lot of quarantine days and nights. Yeah. Trust me, I would look forward to when midnight came and you dropped a new one, like Jay-Z and Beyonce dropping a new song, a new single. I loved it. So tell me, darling, what are you most looking forward to coming out of this pandemic? Because you were busy during it. You did a recital for Houston Grand Opera. You did an incredible, hilarious opera, Vikensport. You did the Impresario. You did a beautiful concert in Chicago at Ravinia, right?
Yes.
I mean, you were just everywhere doing all the things. What are you looking forward to coming out of this craziness?
Ooh, I am so excited. I'm going to say I am so grateful that coming out of COVID, I am booked and blessed. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that cannot be announced because everyone has pushed all of their announcements to so much later. The only thing that's truly announced right now is me singing Liu in Robert Wilson's production of Turandot here in Houston. But I have a couple of more of those coming up in different places and different new productions. And I mean, it's a whole, but I'm really looking for the other thing I can announce also is because it was written for me and it was supposed to happen before. Missy Mazzoli wrote, she wrote Breaking Waves, but she also wrote the opera The Listeners for me, and I'm the lead character. And so that's going to be in a couple of, like in 2 seasons. So I'm so excited that that got to, you know, be folded back into the mix again. But I gotta say, I mean, I don't know what the Purple Robe did or what COVID did, but my DMs are definitely blowing up.
Blowing up, baby.
People who I'd never really heard from before are now calling the sister. I'm like, yes, I'm here.
And
Yes,
rightfully
I'm here.
so.
Yes.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
And now you're under new management.
Yes, I'm in love under new management. Yes, baby.
Yes. I love it. So I know your whole new team is excited about you, as they should be.
Yes.
And they're going to be responsible for bringing Nicole Houston to every country and city and state. So make sure that when you check her website and her social media that you go and get a ticket.
Amen to that.
And go and support and say, can I meet you backstage and say hi, because you're just fantastic. So you were, when I first heard of you, known for Baroque and classical music. And now you are going into Puccini, like you've sung Mimi, you've sung Liu, you've sung Adina, Pamin, you've sung all of those girls.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like? What does it feel like? Has it been a natural progression for you? Has it been a welcomed progression for you? Are you going to go back to Handel and all of those guys, or are they just in the past and you looking on to other men's?
No, I am a mix of a multitude of things. I absolutely love doing Liu and doing Mimi, but I mean, my heart always lies with some good Handel and definitely with Mozart. You're going to see a little bit of that coming up pretty soon. So, but you know, in doing varieties of roles, I'm realizing that, you know, it was very much a progression. You know, I sang all of the Inas and Ettas, and then the voice got a little bit more weight to it, so I could sing more of the lyric and the fuller lyric roles. But you know, hey, this voice still moves. I can sing some of the lighter stuff still too.
Come on now.
So, you know, but still singing with my voce. I never get off the voice. That's not gonna happen.
Right. Absolutely.
But you know, it's to be able to sing Mozart and sing Puccini at the same time. I mean, heck, Teresa Stratas did it. So
Leontine Price did it.
You know, Leontine Price did it. So, you know, there's the repertoire is definitely expanding for me. And even going into contemporary pieces, I really had not done that many contemporary pieces, especially since I did it earlier on in my career. But I'm loving singing the new pieces. And, you know, anybody want to write something for me, I'm right here.
Right here. And I have to say that you're also an incredible recitalist. The recital that you did for HBO was just magical. Magical. You're such an engaging presence. Like when you were on Larry Brownlee's Giving Voice concert, so engaging. You brought us right in with your whole heart and soul and being. And that's something that I don't believe can be taught. It's just who you are. And we're the great recipients of that gift.
Oh, thank you.
And so on that, I'm going to go dig into my bag and pull out a piece that I'm so excited that you are singing. And I hope and pray that somebody mounts a full production of this for you. I'm just put that out into the universe because I think it's going to be stunning. All right. Hold on to your hats because it's gorgeous. Here we go.
sul ciglio del colle mi aspetta gran tempo e non mi pesa la lunga attesa. È uscito dalla folla cittadina un uomo piccioputto, sa via per la collina. Chi sarà? Chi sarà? E come sarà giunta? Chi dirà? Chi dirà? Chiamerà butterfly dalla lontana. Io senza dar risposta me ne starò nascosta un po' per celia e un po' per non morire a primo incontro. Ed io quanto in pena chiamerà piccina moettina, un lezzo di verbena, i nomi che mi dava il suo venire. Tutto questo avverrà, te lo prometto. Tientelo dopo, io ti sicuro fede nascosto.
Absolutely, positively exquisite.
Thank you.
Exquisite. And I'm telling the universe right now, I need to see Nicole as Butterfly. Some of y'all make it happen. Make it happen, opera companies. I don't care if it's in Europe. I don't care if it's in America, Asia, Africa. Somebody gonna mount Butterfly, Cho-Cho-san, Houston Lane for you. Period.
All right, from your word, from your mouth to God's ears.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Sister, I'm so proud of you. I adore you. And I thank you so much for coming on and celebrating with me as my first guest ever on this show.
You are more than welcome. And congratulations, Kenny. What you have done has been absolutely wonderful. I've enjoyed every show I have seen. I think the fact that you are just lifting up so many young singers, older singers, composers, it's just everything you're doing is just, it's God's work, because the thing is that sadly, you know, before all of this, a lot of us were unseen. And you're out there making sure that people are being heard and seen. And that is a gift. And I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to do it. Honor and a privilege. Yes, Lyndon, that was Kevin playing that.
Yes.
The one-man orchestra that he is.
Yes.
Thank you so much, my love. I hope to see you soon.
Yes.
Stay safe, stay cool, and we'll be in touch. You know how we do.
Yes.
Love you, love you, love
All
you.
right, love you too. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Oh my God. Thank you so much, everybody, to my guests, my parade of queens tonight. Denise Graves, Janai Brugger, Latanya Moore, Janae Bridges, Karen Slack, and Nicole Heaston for coming on and celebrating with me on this very special, very, very special occasion. Thanks again to the incredible team at Black Opera Productions, Jonathan Estabrooks, Miranda Plant, Silken Kelly. And thank you to all of you that have watched and supported all year long, time and time again, every Monday night, every Saturday afternoon. Just thank you for being there, and thank you for being so supportive. And thank you to all of the guests. Over 100 guests we've had on this show, and over tens of thousands of views. And I'm just grateful. I didn't know that any of this was going to happen when we first brought up this idea to do this show, but I'm so grateful that that it's turned out the way that it has. And we promise you to bring you great content this fall, so stay tuned for that. And also over the summer, tune in to the Black Opera Live podcast and catch up on some episodes, and then go to our YouTube channel. And if you've missed some episodes during the year, the summertime is a great time to catch up on those as well. And then also stay tuned for some ads that are going to be running on WQXR. Hopefully, Black Opera Live has a budding relationship with the legendary WQXR through their Project Airlift program that supports incredible and important causes around the country. So stay tuned for that. Keep your eyes and ears open. And I promise you, we will continue at Black Opera to bring you incredible content and beautiful storytelling from some of the greatest artists that have ever walked this planet. So again, thank you so much. Take care of yourselves and each other. If you're not vaccinated, please try and get vaccinated, and stay healthy, stay cool, and take care. Good night. Thanks. Ciao.